Hi, my name is Pamela Quinn, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel where we talk about esoteric topics from a yogic perspective. Today, we're going to tackle the not so esoteric, and that's climate change and how to sit comfortably through it. This is not a discussion about if climate change is real or not real, if it's man-made or not man-made. The truth of climate change is it is happening. All you have to do is turn on the news to see that Mother Earth is talking, that we are in a sixth mass extinction of species on our planet, and shifts are taking place that are out of our control. Me personally, and so many of my students, so many people in our yoga studio system are highly stressed because they're wringing their hands and they're so worried and they feel so helpless and the anger arises. You know what I'm talking about. So somehow we have to sit through this. You know, for some reason you chose to incarnate in this really, chaotic and transformative time. You're part of the solution, whether you realize it or not. We're at a point in climate change where our individual actions, while they matter, don't matter so much. I mean, this is in the hands of governments, it's in the hands of scientists, it's in the hands of big corporations. You know, we could pull up a list of our biggest polluters. It's coming from the fossil fuel industry, it's coming from our dependency on fossil fuels, it's coming from personally our desire level, our consumptive needs. So we need to know that this is happening. It's unstoppable at this point. You know, life as we know it is going to change. So one of my favorite teachers, Krishnamurti, he talks about somebody in a lecture asked him, why are you so happy all the time? And Krishnamurti answers, because I don't mind what happens. And I think that's very interesting. He doesn't say, I don't care what happens. He says, he doesn't mind what happens. And that's the frame of mind that we really have to get into. This struck me hard last year. For my birthday, we went to Hawaii, and I was sitting on the beach in Maui, and the whales there, I mean, it's incredible. It's like whale soup. I live in Ohio, so to see a whale was just a magical experience. And then to be able to sit on the beach and just be like, oh, there's a whale, there's a whale, there's a whale. Like, they're just everywhere. And as I sat there, I became overwhelmed with incredible sadness, thinking that, 95% of the species, plant and animal, on the earth could potentially die out with this mass extinction. But then I reminded myself that we've had, in the course of the Earth's history that we're aware of, we've had 5 mass extinctions. 2 of them did wipe out 95% of life on Earth, and look what came back. So the Earth is going to go on. The Earth isn't going anywhere. A lot of species are going to die out, and new species will emerge in the future. New species will emerge that do adapt to climate change. I think the real problem is, what can we do in this moment to feel like we're part of the solution and that we have some control over the future? First, I'll caution you, the only thing you can control are your thoughts. So in an effort to control our thoughts so that we can rest into this ship a little bit better, it's important to, one, notice that we're having thoughts, notice we're going into fear, or anxiety, or anger, and just say, no, you know what? I don't mind what happens, and I'm going to be part of the solution. Part of the solution, of course, you can call your congressman. Of course, you can boycott companies. Of course, you can switch to an electric car, which is still, like I'm in Ohio, it's still going to be run by coal for the most part. So we need to be able to do stuff on a daily basis. What can you do on a daily basis? Plan for a garden this year. Do you realize grocery stores didn't even exist until 1946? We were basically growing our own food until then. So it's time to get out there in your yard. It's time to start a garden. Do a 360 around your yard. I promise you there is space for trees. Plan for spring. Go out and plant, 3 or 5 trees this year. In your home, just keep the heat down, keep the air down, keep your lights off. Get a folding rack to dry your laundry on instead of using your dryer. When you go to the grocery store, know that if you buy 3 bags of groceries, our waste consumption in America is such that you might as well have dropped one of those bags in the middle of the parking lot and left it and put the 2 bags in your car and went home. So that's how much food you're wasting. So start thinking about food waste. I even read an article that said, you know, it was talking about meat consumption and saving the planet. And the truth is, if we just consumed less of everything, if we just stopped wasting food, it would really contribute beneficially to climate change. Meat. Guys, we're just eating too much of it. You know, yogis are vegetarians, and this is not the video for that or for that argument with, you know, all the yogis who are not vegetarians who will say why they're not. Yogis are vegetarians. You, as a being, may or may not be a yogi, but you do need to move to sustainability. So it's so easy just to step back and be like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to have 1 to 4 days of being a vegetarian a week. And then I'm going to appropriately eat meat the other 3 days. And even our own federal government is recommending you not eat more than 3 or 5 servings of meat a week, the size of the palm of your hand. You know, people are eating 21 servings of meat. It's killing you. I mean, come on, guys, let's get it together. You know, first you give up beef, then you give up pork, then you give up chicken, then you give up fish. And in yoga, you know, we don't even give things up. We let them give us up. That would help a lot. So planting a garden, watching your food waste, composting. So I'm lucky I live in the woods. You know, we can do open air compost. You cut stuff up, you throw it in a bowl, you run it out to the forest, you throw it at open air composts. It's perfect. Consumption. So we don't need all the stuff we have. So if you have stuff, keep the stuff. You don't have to get rid of the stuff. You don't have to be this minimalist who gets rid of everything. Keep your stuff, love your stuff, like your stuff, and just know that you don't need so much stuff. You know, I find it funny, like I will go shopping and I will grab a t-shirt or a dress and I'm holding it up and I'm like, oh my God, I think I already have this in my closet. You know, I just keep picking the same things out over and over again anyway. So why not enjoy the things you have? And, you know, the new trend is recycling. So, you know, go to Goodwill, go to Salvation Army, have a party with your friends where you bring all the clothes, the shoes, the purses, the jewelry, everything you're not wearing, and do a trade. We've done this in the studio before. They're super fun. So there's lots of ways where you can plan and you can take action that are small, that do help, and do know that this is happening. And we have to be able to sit through it comfortably. And that means we have to control our thoughts and not let our mind go to fear. Taking little actions is going to be very impactful to keep your mind centered and grounded as we shift through this transition. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope to see you in the studios too. Bye, guys.